Do you know how many heart transplantations occur throughout the world? It occurs only about 5,000 throughout the world, whereas the demand is 50,000, not less than this. In USA alone, there are 100,000 patients who are queuing for the heart transplantation because their hearts are to some extent weak in certain extent. But because of the acute shortage of the heart, human heart, they cannot get these things operated to transplantations. And in the recent past, in the month of January, I was elated and I didn't resist myself to make a video out of these topics and to post it in the YouTube. That video was the landmark transplantations of pig heart in human body. The patient was Mr. David Bennett of Baltimore, and the operation happened in Maryland University of Medical College. It is the first of the kind of the organ of different species transplanted in the human body, and it was a bit successful. This type of transplantations is called Xenotransplantation. And this time it was a bit successful. That time it was thought because after getting this operation, which was considered as a milestone in the medical science, the condition of the patient was improving and he was enjoying to live in the hospitals with his family members. He was watching the TV at normal, and very soon he was expecting to return home to enjoy the normal life. But ultimately it has not happened to this hapless patient. He just could have survived up to 57 days after this operation. Operation took place in 7th of January 2022, and we heard the news of the sudden demise of that person, Mr. David Bennett, on 8th March. Before his death, a lot of complications has developed in his body started swelling, but exact reasons of the death is yet to be established by the doctors, by the expert. So let me tell you, as a recapitulations of the previous video, this is the rare type of operation. Before the operation, many precautions need to be done so that the organ of other species can be acceptable to the human body. The first step is that the gene scientists, they just try with addition or subtraction of the genes so that it might become acceptable to the human body, and human body welcome this organ. And after this engineered genes, embryo of pigs are formed. This embryo is transplanted in the wombs of mother pig, and thus the baby generated. And these genetically engineered pigs are grown in a controlled biosphere, with very care. And when it ultimately grows up, the organ is ready to donate. And in the case of Mr. David Bennett, the heart from a healthy adult pig which was genetically engineered, taken out and transplanted. Let me tell you before that, Mr. David Bennett was suffering from the terminal illness of a heart. And before his operation, he was kept last 6 weeks in some artificial environment in the hospitals with some intensive care unit with all support system. That means anyhow he would have been died without the support system. And that is the reasons the Food and Drug Administration, the controlling authority of America, has conditionally permitted for this operation. Believe me that after that operation, the patient was behaving positively. Everything was improving, and his family member and the entire world has started thinking that it's the beginning of the hope. Because if it is successful, there are wide chances that the acute shortage of the organs will be overcome, this problem. And many people, as per the demand of the heart transplantation or the kidney transplantation, successfully can be done in the human body with the organs of the animal. Whether it is an ethical or unethical, it is a separate thing. Because many things unethical we are doing. Growing an animal for eating meat, eating milk may be also treated as unethical, but anyway we are doing. But to our sad, ultimately the effort failed when the patient has died finally. The very important thing of this type of xenotransplantation is that hyperactive rejection. That means when our body feels that something foreign body entered in our body, that our body wholeheartedly try to fight to remove that foreign body. And with that effort, the previous all efforts of transplantations of the animal parts failed. But this time, after a lot of study, genetically modified genetically modified or genetically engineered pigs might have created some hopes in us. I hope that in this way, if the research continue to work hard and ultimately they can find what happened wrong in the previous report, one day might come that we may overcome this type of the problem to solve this situation. I hope it's clear message for you that we should never lose heart. This is just one effort which failed, but there are many efforts we need to expect in the future. Anyway, that patient was very much ill, he would have died. But as a last shot in the darkness, as a last ditch effort to survive him, the medical fraternity had tried their best. And we hope in future we can create such type of things which might give us the successful event.